So welcome to my animation channel. Thanks once again for joining me. In last week's video I mentioned some nice add-ons that OpenToonz has. They come separately or with OpenToonz, and today we're going to use one of them, which is KumoWorks. Now Kumo in Japanese is cloud, and KumoWorks is a very fast way to make clouds. So let's get to it. The scene that I'm working on is from my Animating with OpenToonz course. Please check that out. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to download KumoWorks if you don't have it already downloaded. Where you find it is at the opentoonz.github site. Just Google OpenToonz and you'll find your way there. And then scroll down to the bottom and there it is with OpenToonz, GTS Effects, Iwa Warper, XD, TS Viewer, everything's down there. There's KumoWorks, bottom left, click on it and it'll take you through the steps to download it. Agree to all the fine print. I'm downloading for Windows version. It's downloading on the top right there, and there's the exe file. Open it, agree to everything and install it. And when you open it up, it'll look like that. It doesn't have any of the toolbars in. So to open all the settings, go up to the horizontal on the top there, right click, and they'll all pop down there. You can open them all up, sky settings, cloud layers, etc. Just go and click them all and open them up. And then we can close that toolbar, just turn the tick off, and then we can go and dock these. Dock to the left and dock to the right, and there we go, ready to go. It's as easy as that. And then you can get going creating clouds. All you need to do is start drawing a cloud, the outline like that. We can draw a couple of clouds here in one layer. Bottom left here you see the cloud 1, and if we just go to the add on the left, we can add cloud 2, and then we can go and draw a second cloud on a second layer. So you can have all your clouds on one layer or a cloud on each layer, etc, etc. That one there hasn't closed, so let's just go back to it, cloud 1, and just close that. And you see when they're closed they fill. Whoops. And then what you want to do is to render them, you want to just hit enter. With the cloud selected, the layer selected, hit enter, and that one enter. And then bottom left below cloud layers, there's a preset right at the bottom there. I don't know why they put it right at the bottom there, but there it is. So if you select that, you'll see that there's all the options for clouds here. There's altostratus, cumulonimbus, cumulus, default, fractus, etc. all down on the left there. We can make these fractus. So click that and you'll see it'll change, and let's do that to cloud 1 as well. Select cloud 1 layer and make it a fractus, and it changes to a fluffy little cloud. And then the other thing you can do here is to move the sun around. That white dot in the top right is the sun. You can grab it and move it around. We can make it more of a sunset, so bring it down to the bottom right there. So let's go back to these clouds and let's just change them, make them cumulus nimbus, and then select cloud 1 layer and do the same, cumulus nimbus, and those look pretty good. And let's just move the sun around. You see when you move the sun around, the shadows move on the clouds as well. And then the other thing we can do is the bottom right there, we can go and change the colors here. Go and change some colors, and also you can change the reflection alpha, and we can adjust that. We can put some yellows and some oranges into the cloud here. We can change the lining around the cloud there. You can do a lot of stuff here. You can really play with this. That looks more like a sunset there. So let's just go create another cloud. So go and add one on bottom left, and let's just go draw one in and close it and draw another few little ones around it. And you see before you hit enter, it's got cloud 3, it's got a paintbrush because you're still drawing it, but once you hit enter, it renders it out in the default, which at this stage is cumulonimbus. So a very cool little app this. Makes creating clouds an absolute breeze and a lot of fun. I love KumoWorks. It's so much fun. So when you want to render it out, go back to the horizontal on the top there, and to bring up the render tool, just right click and at the bottom there, toolbar, there it is, and it'll bring it up. The render tool is a little red button there, and let's go and press that and render it. Nope, it wants a file name, output directory file name empty, so it needs a file to render it to. So let's go select one. We're going to put it into this FX adding clouds to the sky, select folder, and then it will also want a file name, so just go put in a file name for it there, clouds01, and we can render it out. We haven't rendered the background here, so we've got 3 cloud layers, and note they're PNGs. So if you just go and click on them all, you can see they've got black backgrounds. It's transparent backgrounds. Let's go back and let's change some of these settings here. You can change the background to no background as we had it, or you can composite it with the clouds, or you can render the background separately there. So we will render background separately, and up here with the target, you can target or render the current cloud, each cloud to separate image. That's what we did, or combine all clouds to one image. So we will leave that as each cloud to separate image. Rendering quality, we had it at half. Let's make that full and then render that out. And then go back into our file, and there at the top is the sky PNG. There we go. If we click on it, there it is. Okay, so it's rendered our sky out as well. So very cool little app. Like it a lot. Go and copy all of those, and then go into your OpenToonz projects, and I've got it as course project 1, and go put it into your inputs file and go select a folder for it. We've got scene 2 sky. We're going to put it in there and then paste them in there. Okay, so now when you go and open OpenToonz, you'll know where to find them. So let's go do that. In a new column, select a cell, right click load level, and let's go find them. So they're in the inputs, and there's our folder there, sky, and we can go and select them all 4 of them, and load them. And let's go and scale up the background here, the sky part, and go and turn off the old sky level there. Let's just scale it to 750, and let's go grab the clouds. Now they're behind the sky level, so you need to drag each of them over to the right, and then we can scale them each up, and then we can just arrange them. So we're going to animate these clouds to move across the sky. Very cool, very easy to do. Let's go down to the end to 1000, and oops, okay, let's just go and save this first. So I'm saving it in my separate layers, FX layers, and let's just go call it FX layer, sky layer, and save it. And then now we can come down to the bottom, right click, fill empty cells. And then we can go and just animate these. So top left position, go and position them on our scene at the end of the move, and then go to the top and we can position them at the beginning of the move. And then when they play out, there they are animated to go across our scene here. Very, very easy. So let's just scroll through that. Yeah, it looks good. Let's render that out. Maybe do it in batches of 100. Render out the PNGs, and then let's go and have a look at the first 100. And yeah, that's looking good. So let's go open up our editing suite. I'm using Shortcut here. Let's go and open a file, go and find where it rendered to, and go and open up that, and then add the image sequence. We've done this quite a few times before. Add it to our sequence here with the plus. And there it adds it on the bottom there. Okay, immediately I see that the first problem is we've made these clouds far too big and we can hardly see them. Also, I don't like that background, so we're going to do that again. We're just going to go back to our OpenToonz and bring in a nice, I've painted this background, this is going to be the sky, bring that in, and then run it down to the bottom there, fill it in, and then bring in our clouds. We're going to use the same 3 clouds, and then just position them around the scene like we did the first time around. So basically the same kind of thing, except I'm using a painted background here. And I'm also going to make these clouds move a little differently. This is quite a complex scene because the actual camera movement on this whole scene, the camera is zooming into the scene, so it's quite a complex move. So the other thing that we can do here is we can, apart from having the clouds moving left to right, we can also have the clouds moving towards the camera by changing the Z on this. Remember, we do that by holding down the control button and just zooming in and out using our stylus or mouse with the position key on, and that's how you can change the Z of the clouds to make them zoom in and zoom out, or come towards or away from the camera. So we can put that into the scene, and then let's just go and put the camera view on and have a look at it and just play that out. Yeah, that looks very, very nice. Quite happy with that. And if we scroll through it, there's quite a bit of movement going on there. So I'm happy with that. Let's render that out. And again, just do it in batches of 100 and render out the PNGs. Okay, so when we've rendered it out, that's what it looks like. Very happy with that. We can render out the rest of the set. Go back into Shotcut, go and grab this sequence again and pull it in, and that looks a whole lot better. I'll probably come back and change this before the final render. Go and change a few things, some colors and etc. Go and work on this a little bit. But for now, for this, that's fine. So let's export that and let's do a final render on this. And so export video, select the name, and it's exporting. You can see in the top right there, it's exporting away. So let's have a look at the final render. And there we go. So you can see the clouds aren't moving as much as we had them moving the first time. It's probably quite realistic that they're not blowing across the scene. I think the sizing is right. I'll probably come back and change the actual sky background, but I'm pretty happy with that for now. Let's see what it looks like on the other side of this. Let's just fast forward through the harbor here. Okay, here we go. And it's rising up. There goes the birds, and we're zooming through under the bridge, and here comes the sky, and you can see some of the clouds are coming over us, and that's what we were doing on the Z axis. We were pulling them towards the camera, and there's just these two clouds behind the back hills there, and they're coming towards us, and we go through it like that.